Let's now shift our attention to France, where after a brief Easter pause in campaigning, the two final contenders in the French presidential race will of course return to the ground today. Ahead of the high-stakes televised debate, President Emmanuel Macron and also the far-right challenger Marine Le Pen both have scheduled low-key meetings for today. Before stepping back from campaigning to prepare for the debate, Marine Le Pen will be heading to Normandy in the north of France. The latest opinion polls suggest that Macron has a slender edge. He's said to be scoring anywhere from 53 to perhaps 55.5% of the votes, in comparison to Marine Le Pen, who can get anywhere from 45 to 47% of the votes. The analysts have ever maintained that there is simply no room for any complacency ahead of the next Sunday's second round of presidential runoff. The April 20th face-off debate could of course turn out to be the key in this entire campaign. In 2017, the same two candidates had faced off at this stage of the campaign. A few days later, Emmanuel Macron had won a landslide victory, getting 2 votes for every vote that Marine Le Pen could get. However, this time round, Marine Le Pen appears to be a much more stronger candidate, and Emmanuel Macron, due to his poor economic policies and the many problems that he's had with the presidency in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, is looking vulnerable. Marine Le Pen, the far-right candidate, is trying to present a sort of a more focused local campaign, where she said that people of France should be more focused on improving their own lives. She's been talking about the cost of living, besides the usual topics of immigration and anti-Islam rhetoric that she liberally uses. In response to an attack by President Emmanuel Macron, Marine Le Pen has denied being a climate skeptic. Over the weekend, Macron told the supporters in Marseille that he would focus his new presidency on making France free of fossil fuels. He slammed Marine Le Pen for being a climate skeptic, but Le Pen has responded by saying that Emmanuel Macron was trying to exclude her from the environmental debate, and that he's trying to portray her as someone who does not care for the ecology of France.
Mais c'est ça, je ne sais même pas sur quoi ils se fondent pour dire cela. Je n'ai jamais été climato-sceptique. J'ai un projet qui précisément tient compte de l'environnement, tient compte de l'écologie. Je vois pas comment on peut être climato-sceptique quand on discute par exemple avec les vignerons, comme je l'ai fait à de très multiples reprises durant les 31 semaines de campagne que j'ai pu faire, et qui nous expliquent que, évidemment, eux-mêmes constatent, bien entendu, dans leur production agricole, dans leur vendange, qu'il y a un changement du climat. Donc,
both the contenders support increased investments in France's nuclear energy sector, but Marine Le Pen has called for a moratorium on wind and solar energy, and even for the progressive dismantling of existing wind turbines. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Macron has pledged, to the contrary, to massively deploy renewable energy production in France. A week ahead of the 24th of April runoff, both contenders are seeking to attract voters through any means possible. And also, remember, the left-wing politician Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who's no longer in the race, he is a strong proponent of renewables and protection of the environment. The Mélenchon had managed to gather about 7.7 million votes in the first round, which was nearly about 22% of the total. Mélenchon has been explicitly endorsing Emmanuel Macron and has called for not a single left-wing vote to go for Marine Le Pen. However, a supporter survey has suggested that only a third of them intend to back Macron in the second round. But Éric Zemmour, another supreme far-right candidate, has been stoutly backing Marine Le Pen for the presidency in the coming elections. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.